What is up, everybody, and welcome to Follow Your Arrow, a Keeping It Real podcast. We are all put on this earth for a reason, and 9 times out of 10, your arrow is going to hit where you aim it. And I believe we got a good one for you today. I think it's going to be chock full of great stuff, and this is the second episode, followed back up with my boy, Damon Brinkman. How you doing?
Good.
He's good. I feel like
Sunday.
our setup is a little more clean this time. I feel like we're gonna go a little bit smoother. We're gonna I got this microphone and it sounds different going into Damon's ears than it does going into the recording system, so hopefully it sounds better over there. And
I don't have my AirPods, so we're using the old Xbox headset.
But I do think the Xbox headset sounds better in my opinion. I think it looks cool too. I think it sounds pretty good.
Perfecto.
You know, you're a big gamer.
1-0 against Josh.
Okay, technically you're 1-1 if we count the game we played at your house on Saturday, or Thursday.
I mean, if we count screen peeking.
Screen peeking. Okay. I was looking. No, I wasn't looking. I didn't say that. Anyway, bro, I'm excited. I've been waiting to do this second episode for about a month now. We just both been very busy. And I was live streaming yesterday and had a couple people asking when the second episode of the podcast would come out. And I said, you know what? That's a good question. I'm going to contact my boy. Right back right away. He said, I'm not doing anything. I said, well, you are now. So buckle up.
Hell yeah.
Because it's going to be a ride. But today, I got my MacBook right here. We got an agenda on it. Now, I got 2 or 3 things that I want to talk about today that are just small little segments. The rest of the stuff, we're on the fly. So, Damon, whatever you want to bring up, you can bring up whenever. This is your podcast, the same as mine. So, just to start off, how have you been, buddy?
Good. Just been working and coming home, really. Nothing crazy.
Working man.
Yep.
Well, life has been good with me, and I bought a boat. So,
you got a boat.
I bought a boat. Beautiful 16-footer. It's sitting in my garage. Got a hitch put on with Ty Strasser. Thank you for the help. He's been dodging me about doing an episode of the podcast, so we'll see if he ever gets on here. No hate. No hate.
Come on, Ty. Not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. Classic dad. But I got a boat. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to get the papers registered tomorrow, and I'll probably hope to get it out on the water for the first time to practice a little bit on Tuesday. So that's going to be exciting if the wind is doing okay. But yeah, so look forward to more fishing content on a boat this summer. It's going to be a blast. Let's get into it. Okay, to start off with something light. And in editing, I will show this a little bit differently. So, Damon, you can't see the visual. But this is a blind tier list based on cereal. And so I'm going to give you 6 cereals in an order that I put it in. You're not going to know what's going to come next. Obviously, I think you've seen these on like TikTok and stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
So we got 6 categories, starting from best to worst. So we got goated. That's number 1 spot. Number 2 spot, we got incredible. 3, we got solid. 4, we got good. 5, coming in at ball sack. and 6, we got hot garbage. So
okay. I don't know if I might rather have a hot garbage than ball sack.
Okay, I'll switch those around. We'll switch.
No, you don't have to.
We're making an audible. We're making an audible. Ball sack is last. I didn't know what you were feeling there, so I didn't know if you'd rather have which one.
Oh, shoot.
So starting in as the first cereal of the day, we got Frosted Flakes. And you can explain why you're putting in this spot if you want. And just take it away. Numero uno, we got Frosted Flakes. What spot you putting it in?
As a kid, I really didn't like Frosted Flakes all that much. I thought they were too plain. I wanted like marshmallows and candies and stuff or whatever. But as I gotten older, I've learned to appreciate Frosted Flakes more.
Preach.
So
This is the
probably three. I think I'm gonna put
three.
it at three. Yeah.
Okay, in the solid spot. I think that's a good spot for it because I mean, hopefully something comes along that's better than Frosted Flakes. There's definitely cereals
Hopefully.
I'm gonna grab over Frosted Flakes, but just like you said, the more you age, Frosted Flakes are you let them soak in the milk a little bit,
Oh yeah.
they get a little good. Second cereal, we got Captain Crunch.
Just the OG version.
Shoot, let's see. I can only
you
have the
talking
OG
like-
version. We're gonna put whatever your favorite is between the OG with the berries or just the OG. Whatever your favorite between those two are, I'll let you choose what those.
So I'm not a fan of the berries. Actually, I don't really
Okay.
like them. So I prefer an OG Captain Crunch. And
That's what I prefer?
I don't know, man. I would prefer Captain Crunch over Corn Flakes, but then that puts me at the 2 spot. Is there going to be only one cereal better than Captain Crunch?
That's the power of the blind tier test. Because
so it's either 2 or 4.
I think it just depends if you would choose them over Frosted Flakes or not.
I think, yeah, 2. I'll put it
2?
at 2. Captain Crunch at 2.
Captain Crunch is going to the number 2 spot. Captain Crunch is one of my favorite cereals of all time, except it destroys the roof of your mouth after you're done
Yes,
eating
it
it.
does.
That's the only
My
problem. Be like a
That's one of the reasons I really don't like those berries.
Are the
I feel
berries? See, I've never had the berries before. Are they more tough?
I'm guessing they're around the same, but yeah, I feel like they catch the roof of my mouth more.
Okay. Well, you should be used to catching balls to the roof of your mouth.
Hilarious.
Number 3 is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh gosh.
So you got the 1 spot open, you got the good spot open, which is
Come
4th,
on.
and you got the 5th and the 6th.
I don't know. I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch a lot. It's definitely in my top favorite, so I'll put it at 1. There is nothing wrong with putting Cinnamon Toast Crunch at 1.
I don't think you can go wrong with it. All right, 4th cereal. We got Lucky Charms, a cereal I can't have. So take it away.
Yeah, we'll put that at the 4 spot.
The last 2 cereals, we got Hot Garbage and Ball Sack.
Hell yeah.
Cereal number 5, Special K.
God, yeah, we're putting that in Ball Sack. Last place, 6. Get him out of here.
I had a
Special
feeling
K.
that was going to go in the Ball Sack
I don't even know what
category.
that is.
I'm pretty sure
Like-
it's like a healthy Frosted
like a-
Flakes, maybe?
Like a Raisin Bran type.
Exactly, Raisin Bran. Who wants that? Raisins for
I-
break? You can raisins
I
at the
love-
breakfast?
I love Raisin Bran. I like lots of cereal.
And then this is going to go in the Hot Garbage number 5 spot. Last cereal, we have Cocoa Puffs.
Oh,
Are you a fan of Cocoa Puffs?
I like Cocoa Puffs, but it's gonna go into 5.
Okay,
Honestly,
so
not that bad.
I'll go over the order you did. So we got number 1 goated of this list, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Solid.
Word.
Incredible is Captain Crunch. Solid. Solid. Oh, I can't keep saying solid after that because that's a category. The 3rd solid middle of the pack is Frosted Flakes. I think that's okay. We got the good number 4 spot, Lucky Charms, and then following up with Cocoa Puffs and Special K. Okay, you want to do rock, paper, scissors, see who gets to pick first?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to shoot on shoot.
Okay.
Ready? Rock, paper,
Paper.
scissors, shoot.
Shoot.
You get it first pick. Or you can defer. It's up to you.
I think I'm gonna pick first. I'll
Okay.
pick first.
So you guys are going to see this on screen, but if you're listening, the objective is we have $15 per team to build a starting 5 basketball team based on only green characters. So we have 5 different tiers. We got $5 characters, $4 characters, 3, 2, and 1. So mathematically, you have to choose one from each thing, right? You can't choose.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess there might be a way if you can get the picks, you can choose like 2 number 4s and take it like all the 1s and like a 2. But if your other person takes one of those characters before, you're kind of screwed, and you're going to have 4 people in a starting 5. So just to read over the characters and the $5 characters, we got the Hulk, Shrek, and Yoda. And 4, we got Yoshi, Mike Wazowski, and Kermit the Frog. And 3, which I think 3 is actually a baller cat. These are some ballers. We got Luigi, the Grinch, not Jim Carrey's Grinch, the animated stupid Grinch, and the Geico Lizard. And number 2, we got Rex from Toy Story, Fiona, and Cucumber from
VeggieTales?
VeggieTales, yeah. What is his name? Kevin? Kevin Cucumber. I think that's it, right?
I don't remember.
I think it's Kevin. And then the $1 category, we got the green M&M. We got what emotion?
I think, is it jealousy disgust? Or envy? Oh, is it disgust?
Is it disgust?
Right.
Maybe disgust from the movie
Inside Out.
Inside Out. And we got the Lucky Charms. Speaking of cereal, we're tying this in. We got the Lucky Charms
Segway.
Leprechaun. So Damon won the rock, paper, scissors match. And Damon, you get to make your first pick. You don't have to start at 5. You can start at any single one, and I will write it down as we go.
I think you were trying to manipulate me there with
maybe not
picking a 5.
Was I?
I think the Hulk is a 1-1, just plain and simple. You got to go Hulk right off the bat.
I like that pick. I'm going to throw in, listen, I think I'm going to dip into the 4 category, and I'm going to go, look at the length. I'm going Kermit the Frog. Look at the length on Kermit the Frog. And he's basically Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going Kermit the Frog at the 1-2. A $4 pick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, let's see. Now I have $10 left. I think I'm going to go with Yoda. Another 5.
I did not see that coming. He's going with the Jedi, bro.
He has the Force. I mean, have you seen how agile Yoda can be? Just doing backflips and
I have.
all that.
I should have picked
Yoda can dunk.
I didn't think you were gonna double dip into the 5s. You picked 2 All-Stars and then okay. You got 3 more characters left. I got 4. I gotta go. Shrek is Shrek. Shrek. Hey, now you're an All-Star. Get your game on. He can play basketball. Hey. We're going Shrek. And I think Shrek he's going to be a freak out there. He's a big boy. I think he's my center.
Yeah, he ain't stopping Kobe and Shaq out here. Yoda and the Hulk.
I think he probably could. We'll have the commenters vote on this, so we'll see who got the better team.
Yeah.
Your third pick.
Well, I have $3 left. No, I don't. I have 5.
My math. $5.
I'll go Luigi at the $3.
I like it. I could handicap your team right here if I really wanted to, and I could take 2 number 1s with $1 picks with my next 2 picks, and you'd be stuck with a 4-player team.
Try it.
Is that mathing? I could do that, but I'm not going to. I don't want to stick with none of those. Look at the characters in the $1 tier. Look at them. I'm going to dip in the $1 category, and I'm going with the magical Lucky Charms mascot, whatever his name is.
I see what you did there. See what you did there, buddy.
Yeah, I know what I did there. Yeah, I thought it out, and I was like, wait a minute. I could get my $1 pick in before, and then he's going to be stuck with these 2 people. So I think the Lucky Charms guy at the $1 pick is actually a steal. I feel like at least he's a $2 pick, but that's just me. Now, you do have an option. You could choose a $2 pick and stick with a 4-person team if you trust in Hulk and Yoda. Because you got $2 left. Or you can use...
I like that. I would rather have 1 Princess Fiona than the 2 Eminem and Discuss Lady. So I'm going to stick with a 4 squad.
Okay.
And a 5.
Hey, someone on my team's always going to be open. I'm just saying, Kermit, he's a shooter. He's a shooter.
I've seen videos.
Okay, so I get a pick. And I got a $2 spot left and a $3 spot left. I got to go with the Grinch. Look at him. He's the Grinch. So I got to go with the Grinch.
Right.
Another, I'd say, lengthy fella.
He's got
And then with my
Kermit build.
$2 pick, after all the discussion, I'm still going with Rex from Toy Story. Okay, so the teams. Damon's got Hulk, Yoda, Luigi, Princess Fiona, and an open spot. I got Kermit, Shrek, Lucky Charms mascot, Grinch, and Rex from Toy Story. I think because of that open spot, it's going to be a little bit closer. We'll let the fans decide who's going to win. So I'm going to read a Reddit story right now. And so you just butt in whenever you want. And then talk about what you're feeling, and I'll do the same thing. But, yeah, this is just I was looking up hunting stories. I got down a rabbit hole, and I found this one from Australia. It's not really a hunting story, but they're still out in nature, and I think it's, I haven't read it. I just read the title and the first couple sentences, skimmed it through. So if it's bad, I'm going to cut this entire thing out of the podcast, but if it's not, I'm going to leave it in. But to get going, this is a Skinwalker story. So I'm going to read this, and we'll just see how we react to it. Starting in. Right. I haven't read in like 6 years, so we'll see how this goes.
I haven't read.
I'm not a reader. Okay, so it was the summer of 2015. My buddy, whom I will call P, and his older yet still teenage cousin, who happened to be staying at his place at the time, whom I will call L, were hanging out at P's place since we were on school holiday in the summer. We were both in high school, and I don't know if any of you know, but Australia has summer around the same time as Christmas. What?
Okay.
So naturally, being a few days near Christmas, that was mainly on our minds. Starting off, Australia's weird. First off,
Word. They got scary animals.
And Christmas in the middle of summer. I don't like that. I don't like it. Moving on. Eventually, P's mom told us to leave to take the dogs for a walk. We thought it was a bit strange since she usually isolated us to P's backyard, mainly his old treehouse, P's bedroom, and P's pool. This was done so that she can keep an eye on us because a few friends in the past had stolen some things, so this was very odd. For reference, P's dad was always away on a business trip. But regardless of how strange her request was, we did what she asked. For reference, P has 2 dogs, a male golden retriever, beautiful, and a female Caucasian shepherd. I will not say their names, but both dogs have quite long hair, and since the Australian shepherds... Since the Australian summers get quite hot, they had to cut the fur so that it would be better for them. Also, why are we gatekeeping the dogs' names?
Yeah. I was wondering that too. We got to protect the dog's identity.
It's like
people are going to find them on social media.
They're going to go to Australia, look up, we found Biscuit. Get him! Also, I know that most people don't know what a Caucasian shepherd dog is. For reference, it is a Russian dog, also known as the Russian Ovcharka and Russian bear dog. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen. And are known to be shepherd dogs with good guarding abilities and are very large and strong, which is why they're able to fight wolves and bears. But please note that they cannot kill a wolf or bear. That is just a myth. But when I say fight, I mean they can injure a wolf or bear to the point that they'll give up on attacking the livestock that they're guarding.
But that's just because he's not that... I mean, that's a bear, Josh.
I mean, I could take on a bear. I'm telling you. A grizzly bear's come up to me. Look at that. Look at that jab.
The bear.
Sean O'Malley, bro. So, moving on. This information is somewhat needed for later in the story. So anyway, the 3 of us began to walk the dogs, and after a while, since it was hot, Elle said that we should take a trail in the nearby bush so that we can get some shade. For people that don't know, the bush in Australia, it's not a literal bush. It's like a habitat. A lot of vegetation around. We all agreed, and so we went into the bush. For reference, they explain it in the story.
Here we go. See how accurate he was.
Usually skips over it. For reference, the bush is basically the Australian version of the woods. I was pretty proud. I was pretty spot on if I were to say so. That's that college education. Usually in the summer, you don't go in the bush due to the snakes, but we were young and wanted to get out of the sun, and so we just went. Anyway, so about 10 minutes of walking in the bush, both dogs stop to a halt. The golden retriever starts to whimper and tries to run away from the Caucasian shepherd. Okay, they do not know how to write. The golden retriever starts to whimper and tries to run away, and the Caucasian shepherd stands her ground, simultaneously sniffing the air, then growling. We figured out quickly that something had spooked them. Maybe I can't read. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Elle thought that the golden retriever might have gotten bitten by a snake. Now, like I said before, both dog breeds usually have long enough hair to somewhat protect them from snake bites, but since it was summer and their hair was short... You good? Someone knocking? Guys, the Skinwalker got him.
Sorry about that. My neighbor is pounding something into the wall. I hope it's a nail. I thought somebody was knocking. I was trying to ignore it for a while, and I'm like, I think maybe somebody's knocking.
I started getting into the creepy vibe, and then you just went.
I'm sorry.
And I was like, Damon, are you okay? I was waiting for something to pop up in that little corner back there.
What do you mean?
So the one dog ran away. The other dog stood her ground.
Right.
They have short hair, so there is a problem, and they would need to take to the vet immediately if they were to get bit by a snake because of the short hair. So Elle quickly checked and couldn't see anything indicating a snake bite. But as I looked around for snakes, forgetting that we even came here, I saw it. At first, I thought it was either a kangaroo or large dog, or a kangaroo holding a large dog, because they do that. Then you got pop them in the nose. But I quickly realized that it wasn't. It was about 17 meters away. What is that in inches and feet?
Like 17 yards. Like a meter is pretty much the same as a yard, I think.
So almost 60 feet, about 55 feet.
Yeah.
So it was about 55 feet away from us, which in USA math. I need to stop. He explains it in the story. Right after I explain it, I keep reading, and it's right there.
Oh, man.
It was about 17 meters away from us, which in USA mathematics is about 55 feet and 9 inches. This guy's on top of it. It was acting odd as it had its back against a tree, arms crossed like a human, and just watching us. Kangaroos usually just lay down if they are tired, but this thing was upright, laying back on a tree. For a description, the thing I saw was like a tall man-kangaroo hybrid. Arms were human, but with small claws on his fingers and covered with fur, yet body and legs were like a kangaroo. An extremely light brown coat, face was similar to that of a kangaroo, but also was a bit square-shaped like a mastiff dog, and eyes were very human.
So it's everything is like a kangaroo except for its arms and eyes were human.
Yeah, its eyes were very human. Its face looked like a dog, kinda. But it was kind of like built like a kangaroo. The arms were human, but it had small claws like a kangaroo.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. So I yelled out to them, "What is that kangaroo doing?" P and L looked over and saw it. Both said something on the lines to, "That ain't no kangaroo, mate." Then it simultaneously ran over and hopped as it came towards us. I think that it only attacked us because we all saw it, as it didn't look predatory when we spotted it, almost like it was minding its own business. And when it saw us see it, then it thought we were a threat or something. We didn't really have time to run, only making it 2 steps backing up before it was right in front of us. Yes, it was very fast. It lunged at me, but just as it was knocking me to the ground, the Caucasian shepherd jumped up, biting its arm. P fell forward and let go of the lead since it was holding the Caucasian shepherd. Since a Caucasian shepherd dog can have a bite force up to 700 psi, which is similar to a lion, actually has more than a lion, you know that this creature was truly in pain when it let out a yelling sound similar to that to a dog's whimper of pain, as the Caucasian shepherd's jaws clamped down on the arm. The creature then began to claw at the Caucasian shepherd with its free hand. Usually this wouldn't be a problem for the Caucasian shepherd, as their long fur would act as a shield against their skin when they fight wolves in Russia, but since it was summertime, her neck and body were exposed since the fur was too short. I was basically pinned to the ground as the two were fighting above me. Interesting. The Caucasian Shepherd did manage to move from the arm to the creature's neck, but this somehow didn't kill the creature. The creature yelled out in pain, but since the Caucasian Shepherd was possibly too weak from its injuries or the heat of the day to really continue to bite around the neck, the creature managed to push the shepherd off its neck. It looked like the fight was about to turn in favor of the creature, but Elle grabbed a large stick nearby and swung at the back of the creature's head, which barely did anything, as the creature then turned towards him, grabbing the stick as Elle went for another swing. Yo, he just parried Elle.
My gosh, this is insane.
Is this real? I'm going to assume it's real. We're going to hold this Redditor to its highest standards. But this is getting it down and dirty. This ain't no kangaroo, mate. This ain't no kangaroo. This allowed the shepherd to jump onto the creature's back with whatever strength it had left and did another bite to the creature's shoulder. Clearly giving up, the creature got the Caucasian Shepherd off itself again before it ran/hopped away into the bush out of sight. We all just ran out of the bush as fast as we could to get back to P's house. P and L were crying as I was limping, barely able to keep up. We needed an adult, so P ran upstairs to her mother's room as L was checking my cuts and the shepherd's wounds, but all we heard from upstairs was a scream from P's moms as she brought him downstairs by the ear. Oh, whoa. This just took a turn. I just read ahead a little bit while reading. So they needed an adult. P ran upstairs to his mother's room as L was checking my cuts and the shepherd's wounds. But all they heard from downstairs, from the upstairs, was a scream from P's mom as she brought him downstairs by the ear wearing lingerie and a man in his underwear who was not P's father walking down the stairs behind her. What just happened?
No way.
She was pissed.
Cheating.
But after seeing the shepherd's injuries and my scratches, she calmed down and told the man to leave, which he did. She quickly got changed. Remember the joke I made earlier about the man always on business?
Yeah.
Turns out it was the mom.
Could be both.
It could be both. Poor guys. She quickly got changed. It was Elle who told her what happened, but said it was the feral large dog. She believed him, and she took the Caucasian Shepherd to a vet, while Elle took me to a doctor since she had a car. The shepherd unfortunately died in 2019. Oh, not due to her injuries. Well, that's good. But rest in peace that she died. Well, the golden retriever is still alive and well. P&L said nothing about P's mother's situation to P's father, but he somehow found out around New Year's and filed for divorce. Good for him. I don't know how much of the divorce besides the fact that P's mother hit P's dad with an AVO that he did not deserve. What is that? Oh, pause. AVO is kind of like a restraining order, naturally causing issues in the divorce. Yeah, because how are you supposed to go through a divorce if you have a restraining order against somebody? What is she thinking? As for the creature itself, after doing some research online, including watching YouTube videos like that of channels like Mr. Ballin, What Lurks Benefit, Mr. Nightmare, and Darkness Prevails, the most likely thing that it could have been is a skinwalker. But I do have my doubts as I live in Australia and not the USA. I have recently learnt that the Aboriginals believe in a creature called a cratodite.
Is that what it is?
Aboriginals?
Yeah, those are like the natives of Australia.
Okay. So those people believed in a creature called a cratodite, which is basically a skinwalker with some minor differences, but there are certain characteristics that make me doubt that it's a cratodite and more likely a skinwalker. So honestly, I don't know what we encountered, but what I do know is that when I do decide to get a dog, the Caucasian Shepherd is in my top 10 for obvious reasons. And that is it. That's very interesting.
That is crazy with twists and turns. I'm glad we got closure on the divorce too.
Yeah, I did not not expect that to pop up.
No.
That was actually kind of crazy. I don't know if it's true. I'm going to believe the guy. But either way, if it's not true, hell of a storyteller. Okay, I got one more short one for you. I do know the ending to this one. So I haven't read in between, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty funny. Not pretty funny, but I was out scouting deer earlier this year. I was deep into some public lands in rural North Carolina, which can get deliverance pretty quickly, so already on edge. I started seeing a bunch of bear sign, scat, prints, etc. I stumbled on a huge mess of bear prints and torn up earth that looks like it just happened, and immediately start thinking, WTF? Now I'm going to get eaten by a bear. That is how it ends. I start making some noise, like lots of noise, hoping to scare it off if it's near, thinking it's late summer in North Carolina, that bear can't be that hungry. 30 seconds later, I hear grunting and sniffing off to the side, heavy breathing, punctuated by snorts and the occasional grunt or twig breaking as whatever it is lumbering along. And whatever it is big, like huge, and it's moving towards me. I dropped my backpack and pulled out my hatchet I brought along if I needed to clear out a shooting lane or clear any fallen trees on the road. My heart is pounding. I'm waving my arms, hey bear, at the top of my lungs, but it just keeps getting closer. I'm ready. I'm going to fight a bear. This is it. My Leonardo DiCaprio moment from The Revenant. At least I'll go out fighting. And then an effing horse pops its head out of the trees. What the F? Where did this horse come from? I stand there staring at it, staring at me, calm as could be. Either way, just wondering what the other plan is. And then he just dips his head and walks off the other way. I took a moment and then kept on scouting. I still have no effing clue where that horse came from. Not as good as the other one, but just the man thought he was about to get eaten alive, and it was a horse.
That would have been crazy to see. Horses are still scary a little bit, too.
They really do. They just look at you, and they're like, they could bite you. They could kick you.
They're just so big.
They are
so
ginormous.
Muscular. Yeah, I rode a horse a couple times. Nothing serious. Didn't call me back or anything.
Yeah, they did.
Those were good stories. And, I've always been kind of not really afraid of skinwalkers, but I just think it would be my luck to find one. All right.
Yeah,
what even is one? I don't even know what makes up a skinwalker. Just something that transforms.
Yeah, it's like a creature that pretends to be something else, or like it's a mythic creature that can take different forms, and then they draw you in, and then turn you into a skinwalker or something. I don't know. If they're real, like you said, I hope to never encounter one, because there's some videos on TikTok where it's like you're screaming. Man. I am a nature man, and there was a point when I was fishing last summer, and the fish were really biting, and I was like a mile down river from where I parked, so I had to walk all the way back, and it started getting pitch black. As soon as it's black, I start walking back to the car, and I start hearing growls and like screams. Like, it was actually so freaky. I think I have the video somewhere. If I find it on my phone, I'll put it into this episode. But I'm actually terrified of what is happening. Like, I'm running through the water, like waist deep water. I'm trying to sprint through because there's screaming going on behind me. Now,
like
I'm pretty
sure,
like human screams. Which bobcats, when they scream, they sound like a woman screaming. So it could have been a bobcat, even though they're not really popular in the area. It could have been one of that, and that's what I'm telling myself. If it wasn't a bobcat, yeah, I don't even want to think about it. I still get chills thinking. It was so scary. Like, it was.
If you find it and put it in this video, you'll have to send it to me.
I'll look through I got a lot of videos on my phone, but I'll look to see if I can find it through my videos. Anyway, that's just a little story. The final thing I want to talk and ask you about, and we could both kind of do this, each have our own list, is our top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Oh, boy.
So this isn't counting the draft that's coming up.
Okay.
Just because even when they do get in the NFL, you can predict how they're going to do, but you just don't know. So top 5. My number 1 quarterback in the NFL, I'm going based off talent. And I'll sprinkle in, Super Bowls and stuff like that.
All right.
My number 1 talented thrower of the football quarterback in the NFL right now. David knows where this is going. Aaron Rodgers is the best thrower of the football. I don't care. You can bring Patrick Mahomes up in here. You can add his championships. He gets carried. Okay, I'm the biggest Patrick Mahomes hater. I hate that man. Okay, you had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. You got one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. You got the best offensive mind in the NFL, in my opinion, Andy Reid. And this is no bias, okay? Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets. I'm a Packers fan.
I'm a Packers fan.
He plays for the Jets. But I'm saying a crazy. I was gonna go Patrick Mahomes. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't put myself there. So that's my number one in my spiel.
My number one, don't hate me. I was going to go, as much of a hater as I am, I'm going to say Mahomes.
All right, I think that's a good spot to end the podcast. Damon, thank you for coming on the show. And just kidding.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Because Patrick Mahomes, I'm going number 2. I'm just a hater, so I'm going to knock him down a spot. Some people won't even have Rodgers in their top 5 anymore. Listen, I mean, go watch the film. He's so
and
good.
I'm going to go put Rodgers at 2 spot
Yo!
right here. So we have our ones and twos.
Just flip-flop. And for me, it could go either way. So for number 3, I'm looking at this list. If I had to choose a quarterback, I'll put Lamar at 3. He's just a weapon. I'll put Lamar at 3.
I think I had to think about Lamar at 3, but instead I'm going to go division rival Joey Burrow.
Okay, I was looking at Joe Burrow. So I'm going to go, I'll go Joe Burrow at 4. I'll put Joe Burrow at 4. He was injured. I'll put Joe Burrow at 4.
So I got 2 spots left. And I have to think about. I went this guy, Lamar.
Okay, Lamar at 4. Another flip-flop for us. Who is your number 5 guy?
So my number 5 guy is between 2 players. It's between Josh Allen and CJ Stroud.
I'm going Jordan Love.
Okay. Go for it, buddy. And this is where it gets hard because CJ Stroud has only been in the league for 1 year. But man, did he freaking ball out. As a rookie, that's so insane to do. And then,
with a new head coach as well.
And then with Josh Allen, he can run and pass the ball. But from what I saw last year, toward the end of the year and in the playoffs, he missed some pretty open throws from games I've seen. So I'm actually going to go with CJ Stroud at 5.
Okay. I like that. So your list, similar. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, Joe Shiesty, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud. I have Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love. I think those are great lists. I think this was a great episode. I really appreciate you doing this again. We'll see you in a month for episode 3. Share it, like it, leave a comment on what basketball team you would choose and who you think is going to win. Damon, again, I can't thank you enough. This is fun. I like doing it. This one's just kind of a conjumbled episode. Maybe episode 3 will be a little more streamlined. I feel like this one's going to be a longer episode as well. I might be able to get it down to 30 minutes, or maybe it'll be 45 minutes because we're at an hour recording right now. Doesn't feel like an hour, to me at least.
No.
Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this Keeping It Real podcast. Follow your arrow. As always, do what you love what you do, and we'll see you in the next one. Noggin. Noggin.
Noggin.